Good morning, everybody. My name is Cynthia, and I will be your MC this morning. It's so nice to see so many of you here today to join us. We will begin our service with the ringing of the Kansho, or the temple bell, which signifies the start of our service. As you may know, it is a deep and sacred ritual steeped in ancient tradition and is the calling of the people to come together to listen to the Dharma or teachings. The bell represents the gratitude and deep appreciation of the members, friends, and guests of the Windward Buddhist Temple. Please remain quiet as the bell is being rung. We will now have meditation, followed by the chanting of the Vandana and Ti-Sarana, which can be found in your red Jodo Shinshu service book on page 7. Please rise. Please be seated. Our sutra this morning is Junirai, 12 homages. I will provide you with a brief explanation of this sutra. This is a hymn written by Nagarjuna of India, who is one of the 7 masters of the Pure Land tradition, a central figure in the Mahayana school of Buddhism, of which the Pure Land sect of Hongwanji is a part of. This sutra expresses our commitment to the Buddha and the land of peace, where everyone attains Buddhahood. Now please turn to your red Jodo Shinshu service book for the chanting of Junirai on page 59. The chanting starts on page 60.
Jitpo shorai shobushi kengen jinzu shianrak sengo songen jokugyo koga chorai midason shoumu jomu gato yakunyo suigaten yoro ishu seppomu myoji koga chorai midason hisom busetsumu akumyo yakumu nyonin akudofu shunin shishinkyo hison koga chorai midason hisom muryo ho benkyo mushoshu akujishik ojo futai shibodai koga chorai midason gasen hison kudokuji shuzen mohen yokai sui shogyakuzengon shoujo sha Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu.
Please turn to your purple supplementary service book for the recitation of our pledge on page 44. Please stand. Reaching out to others, I will share a smile and gentle words, just like the Buddha, who always calls out with aloha. Breaking away from my greed, anger, and ignorance, I would try to live in peace and harmony, just like the Buddha, who shares tranquility and kindness with all. Moving forward from self-centeredness, I will share a life of joy and sorrow with others, just like the Buddha, whose caring heart always embraces us. Realizing that I live because of others, I will strive to live life to the fullest with an attitude of gratitude, just like the Buddha, who promises to embrace us all. Namo Amida. Please remain standing and turn to your brown Praises of the Buddha book for the Gatha at our altar on page 16. Please be seated. Our Dharma speaker this morning is our temple member, Neil Yamamoto.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Thank you once again for the opportunity to speak today. If you've been around Temple for at least a few years, you know that when I get the chance to speak, my messages usually revolve around food. And I've informally titled most of my Dharma talks as the foodie Dharma. We've done talks about the Dharma of the lokomoko and how each part of that amazing dish represents one of the three treasures. Come on now, rice, gravy, egg, and hamburgers, gotta be a treasure, right? I think we've even talked about the Dharma of the spam musubi and the plate lunch, where each part depends on the other to create this wonderfully iconic Hawaii treat. But I'm more than just a guy who loves to eat spam musubi and lokomoko. I actually also love low and slow, mainland style barbecue. But as many of you know, I'm a foodie. And so today's Dharma message is half-jokingly titled Foodie Dharma 101 Part, I don't know, Namo Amida Barbecue, the Dharma of smoked mainland barbecue. So this past Thursday, was the first day of summer. And with that comes images of the pool or beach parties, sunny days, lazy afternoons, the smell of cocoa butter and sunscreen, and that all too familiar scent of charcoal and wood smoke, signifying that someone in the neighborhood was firing up their grill, cooking up some terry beef, hamburgers or hot dogs for a good old-fashioned cookout. But to me, the summer season, and let's be honest, any season really, means it's time for some low and slow, traditional, mainland-style barbecue. It took many attempts, as my friends and family can attest to, for me to learn the art of low and slow cooking over charcoal and chunks of wood. Pork ribs, chicken, pork shoulder, beef ribs, brisket, doesn't matter. Just the name alone is enough to make me start salivating. And as much as I love to eat good barbecue, I also love cooking it. There's something about tending a smoker, controlling a fire to make something delicious that's just so rewarding and calming. Not to mention the scent of cooking barbecue. You'll notice smells are a thing, right? But what does it take? And why is there a TV show, several really, that attempt to show people the art of barbecue? Simply put, barbecue requires 4 things: fire, smoke, meat, and seasoning. They're all needed in just the right amount of each to craft amazing barbecue. Too much or too little of any one, and you'll either have tough or worse, burnt barbecue, or tasteless or overly salty, bitter barbecue. But everything, and I mean everything, has to be just right, huh? Take, for example, your meat. In the case of a beef brisket, it comes from the lower chest portion of the cow. It has to be trimmed properly to about 1/4 inch of fat all the way around, and shaped to allow smoke to pass evenly over the entirety of the brisket. Too much fat, and it won't cook completely. Too little, and you'll be chewing the brisket until after Obon season. So how do we go from that, fire, salt, and meat, to this? Looks good, yeah? But as much as barbecue cooks obsess over the perfect ratios of heat, smoke, and seasoning, there's also an acceptance and a calmness when it comes to barbecue that is only attainable through a profound understanding that good barbecue cannot be rushed. At the end of the day, good barbecue will be ready when it's ready. It's not uncommon for a large brisket to take anywhere from 12 to 16 hours. And while the pitmaster may look like he's simply sitting on his lawn chair with a frosty beverage in hand, just chilling out, in fact, that pitmaster has perfected the art of accepting that his barbecue is going to be done whenever it's done. So you're probably wondering, how does any of this relate to Buddhist teachings? How does any of this stuff that I've talked about for the past few minutes relate to what we do here in Temple? Or is it just that I love talking about meat and smoke and... Well, one of the central tenets that I've learned during my journey as a Buddhist is one of presence. Not presents like gifts, although the present moment is a gift, but presence in the here and now. Being a barbecue cook teaches me to be present with my fires, to take care of things as they come, and accept the changes and fluctuations in temperature and airflow through my smoker to ensure the best barbecue for my family. But it's not just about presence. It's also about patience, something that Buddhism has taught me. Not waiting on something to happen necessarily, but patience in knowing that this time and the circumstances associated with it will pass and will change if I'm patient enough to endure it. In low and slow barbecue, we encounter a period of time during the cook called the stall. It always happens. And it occurs when a brisket is almost done, but not quite. It's right at about 165 degrees internal temperature. And at that point, you're still about 30 to 40 degrees away from doneness and peak tenderness of your brisket. Stall can last an hour, can last 4 hours, but it all depends on how and what the fire decides to do. Adding more heat would mean that you would power through the stall, but you'd end up burning your brisket. Constant checking and looking. There's a saying in barbecue that says, if you're looking, ya ain't cooking. So it would allow the built-up heat to escape and actually prolong your stall. So, what has this taught me? You just gotta be patient. And you have to know that this too shall pass. And you'll be rewarded with great briskets for your patience. But lastly, being in temple has brought me enjoyment. Everyone in our Sangha is so friendly and has such a genuine heart for the Dharma and our Sangha members. Every week we engage in fellowship during refreshment time, sharing stories, laughing, enjoying riveting games of bingo, or putting together cute crafts. But barbecue does that as well. As the brisket in the smoker nears completion and the scent of smoke fills the air, people are drawn to it, just as they're drawn to the goodness of the Dharma. And somehow, we find fellowship in our learning of the Dharma. It's just like how barbecue brings people together, good food, how barbecue brings people together to enjoy good food. The goodness of our teachings bring us together here in the temple. So the next time you are jonesing for a delicious piece of smoked barbecue at your favorite restaurant, and let's be honest, there aren't too many really great barbecue restaurants in Hawaii. May we all be mindful of the Dharma of the barbecue that teaches us presence, patience, and enjoyment. Please join me in Gassho. May we all remember to be present, be patient, and be kind, just like the Buddha, whose loving kindness embraces us all. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you very, very much. And my last slide is Namo Amida Barbecue to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Neil. Zippies, here I come. No. Okay, please turn to your brown Praises of the Buddha book for Gatha Quest of Life, found on page 126. Please stand. please remain standing. For the Nembutsu, found in your red Jodo Shinshu service book on page 135. Okay, this concludes the formal portion of today's service. But before we call upon President Dennis to make his announcements, I just would like to announce that next Sunday is the last day that we will be collecting rummage sale items for our upcoming Bon Dance next month. Okay, thank you. So Dennis?
Good morning, everyone. So, Neil, are we having barbecue or... I'm in the presence. I'm trying to be patient. Yeah, we need enjoyment, yeah? Okay. That was an interesting and fun message. Thank you also to Reverend Barbara for leading the service, Cynthia for being our MC, Lisa for playing the piano, and Alan was our greeter. Next Sunday will be our monthly remembrance service. If you'd like to remember a loved one who passed away in the month of June of any year, you may do so during the remembrance service. Please add your name to of your loved one on the list at the greeter's table when you arrive. And if you have a picture of your loved ones, you may bring it and post it up here. Reverend Bert Sumikawa will be leading the service and provide a Dhamma message. This year, there will be a 6th community cleanup of the Hamakua Canal and marshlands. Sorry, we don't have a video of it, but we have a flyer posted on the bulletin board. The canal along, as you drive into Kailua, there's a cleanup every year or maybe more occasionally. But there's a big one planned for Saturday, July 13th from 8 o'clock a.m. to 11 a.m. All are welcome to this community cleanup. It's co-sponsored by the Healthy Climate Communities and the Hawaii State Department of Land and Natural Resources, Division of Forestry and Wildlife. This event provides a rare opportunity to actually take out kayaks onto the canal, but there are plenty of trash that can be picked up along the shore. A flyer containing more detail, this flyer will be on the bulletin board so you can look for more information. Also a reminder that the Buddhist Study Center summer session will be Monday through Friday, August 5th through the 9th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. More information is on the bulletin board. It's a very important session, very informative speaker, So if you're interested, please sign up early. I was going to call up Merle, but I don't think they're back from Dharma class. Coming up, of course, is our Bon Dance. The first thing that'll happen is on the 6th, the Saturday, a week before the Bon Dance, we'll be here to put up the music stand or yagura, and that will require a lot of manpower. Anybody with a strong back. If anybody taller than me, you're good. Then Sunday the 7th will be our Bon service, a special Bon service. And also it's called Hatsubon. For anyone observing the first Bon season after a death of a loved one, they will welcome to attend this service. Hatsu being the first Obon for that, to remember that loved one. Then the Wednesday night, I believe it's the 10th, there'll be a Bon practice here at the temple from 7 to 9, I believe. Then, of course, Saturday morning, the day of the Bon Dance, we'll be decorating the yagura. We'll put up a beautiful floral design around the stand. It turns out really beautiful all the time. And we'll be setting up the food booth. We'll be using the Honda garage again, like we do every year. We'll have lots of good food. So we're looking for volunteers to help put up the yagura, to help decorate the yagura. And also the Sunday after, we have to take everything down, so we need help doing that as well. They're actually will be needing more help, but I think over the next few weeks, you'll get more information. Any other announcements? If not, it's time to eat refreshments. That's the words of Thanksgiving. It's found on page 126 of the Red Service Book. We are truly grateful for this wonderful food, a gift of life. May we share its benefits with all beings. As we partake of this food, let us remember Amida Buddha's compassion, which surrounds all people and all forms of life. Namo Amida Butsu. Itadakimasu. Thank you.